the group of voters who became more hawkish on immigration were in fact immigrants themselves, immigrants who are registered to vote in this country.
Well, duh. That's because they came here the right way, and
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna
a
say.
process, and they're pissed off that people are coming over the border and hopping and getting all this free all the time.
Let's get to our lead story today, which is California. Now, look, Blabs was like, that's a pretty political thing, right? And obviously, it's a very political thing going on in California. But what I wanted to talk about specifically was the technology and some of the fuck around and find out stuff that's happening in California right now. Now, Wicked, you mentioned that you've seen videos of just, we've all seen the videos of people jumping on cars and flaming cars and how this has been spun by a media that says it's just people having fun watching cars burn, and it's mostly peaceful. It's the class. It's like essentially the classic mostly peaceful stuff going on over there. And Lumpy, you've seen this as well. Do you guys, I don't know, first and foremost, your perception of what you guys have seen in California, specifically LA, over the last 4 or 5 days?
It seems to me like there's definitely been worse riots because come on, we know this is not a peaceful protest because you don't set things on fire. It just seems like they're throwing a temper tantrum right now. And there's I saw a video earlier of a guy just like thinking that he was really doing something, making this speech about how to the ICE agents about like you're on the wrong side of history, and like it was very like cringy because he like was really just thought that he was getting through to them, and it's like, oh yeah, they're just gonna set everything down and walk away. And then people in the chat that I was like watching it in were making jokes like Kendall needs to come with a Pepsi and then it'll be all good, like,
right.
which I thought was really funny. But yeah, it's crazy. I stick by that they're throwing a temper tantrum over there, and it'll blow over soon, and people will stop talking about it sooner than we think.
Lumpy?
I'm a little biased on it because I come from the law enforcement side. So I'm just thinking how much overtime these guys are getting. Let's be honest. They're making bank right now. Listen, and they're firing some cool shit that they had in the back. They like, yo, we ever going to use that? Remember we got trained for that thing? We're going to take it out now? Like, that's what I'm thinking about. But, I mean, it's foolishry. Let's be honest. You're only destroying your own neighborhoods. This is not the first time we've seen something like this happen, especially in the U.S. What does it really do? Let's be honest. You cause a destruction. You're burning police cars. That all comes from tax money, all right? I don't know if they know this, but like you pay taxes in California, you're going to be paying for this at the end of the day. So that's how I look at it. It's like, listen, you want to burn Target? That's your own problem. Burn it. That's your target. That's not my target. So you suffer the consequences. But I feel bad for the people that are caught in the middle, that are just continuing to do life, that have no involvement in this, but yet they have to witness this happen. You know what I mean? But this is what happens when you give it like, listen, I'm all for the free speech and I'm all here for this and your freedom of expression and you're able to that, but there has to be some type of law and order here. They can't be this because it affects other people and as large as themselves. I mean, let's be honest. There's people stuck in the middle that are dealing with this, and it's unfair. It's selfish. And you think that this is not being like, without getting into the politics, these people got jobs. Like, I wish I could be out there throwing rocks and being okay with life.
Right, just in the middle of a Monday, they're just
there's a Tuesday. Like, hey, you want to throw some rocks with me?
You want to loot an Apple store? Like,
yeah, let's go. Like,
well, if you search California on X right now and you scroll down, the place is on fire, right? Like, and we're being asked not to believe what we're seeing with our own eyes. It's not that bad. It's okay. So this is it's been interesting to watch, to say the least. Right? I said I'm not there, but I have asked people what they thought of it, and the response, the people who follow me are like, yeah, man, this is embarrassing for California.
Can you click that video in the middle? Because I know which one that is, and I just want to point this out. Those are taxis, okay? So how is your ass getting home? Okay, you just burned someone's ride home or your ride home because you still got to go home after this.
Yeah, looks incredibly peaceful, and like anytime there's just cars on fire in the middle of the road, that screams peace to me, right? Or war zone. one of the two. But what's interesting and what I really wanted to talk about here was the instance of this X account called LA Scanner. I don't know if you guys have followed this, but LA Scanner was an account that doxed ICE agents before the raid, right? And the idea was he was telling people exactly where these raids were going to take place.
The ultimate snitch.
Yeah, he was snitching because he went out and went in and was like, "Hey, this is exactly where they're going to be," giving the addresses of where these folks are going to be. And in this instance, it's turned out to be the true like F around and find out situation, as LA Scanner on X has now deactivated his account and says he's turning himself in if he violated the law after doxing ICE agents. The alleged owner of the account, Jack Quillen, told his followers to DM him locations of federal agents so he could post them. Yeah. Before deactivating his account, LA Scanner said he would be turning himself into if he violated federal law. To anyone I may have put at risk, I sincerely apologize. Now, this is him, and this is like this tape here is just him. It's just him telling it. What's that?
Like.
Looks like he's held at hostage.
he sounds exactly like he looks. There's about 3 or 4 seconds of it.
The U.S. Secret Service confirmed visiting a Southside school as part of an investigation into a threat. Initially,
okay, so this is just him doing this and giving this little story. Now, why would he deactivate his account after this? Well,
obstruction.
It appears that the pressure has been turned up a little bit on this guy. Blabs, why don't you read this because your voice sounds a little bit more like him than I do.
Oh, thank you. All right. Nice burn. He says, I want to issue a formal apology. I should not have posted the locations of the ICE raids, and I will no longer do so. I've contacted the authorities to take responsibility, and they are currently reviewing my account to determine if any laws were broken. If it's found that I have violated the law, I will cooperate fully and turn myself in.
Okay, now I need you to read this next part with
soy?
With soy and soy passion. Okay, this is important because this is the most important part here. Okay.
To those targeting my family, please, I'm begging you to stop. They have done nothing wrong and do not deserve to be dragged into this. The anger should be directed at me, not them. Someone has already come to my home, pounding on my door and demanding to confront me. This has gone too far. To anyone I have put at risk, I sincerely apologize. That was never my intention.
Oh, yeah.
It literally was his intention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Like, at its core, it was truly the intentions. And you can see here, this is just some examples here. You continued on posting confirmed uniformed federal agent sighting. Posted the exact
Maybe we shouldn't
address.
Show that because I feel like that's just doing more harm.
But this was this was past. It's past tense, right? So but yeah, this is one of those things where like it's rules for thee but not for me. Like the epitome of this, where this guy has been posting these things and all of a sudden when it affects him, that's when it's like, I'm so sorry, but he didn't, wasn't concerned about those people who were potentially serving those raids. It's pretty amazing to watch. Now, what's also amazing about this is that he actually doxed himself.
So stupid.
Karma.
Idiot.
Yeah, he said if this account gets banned, you can stay updated by following my personal page. Like nobody knew this was this guy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, here I am. And
oh my God.
Tells you everything you need to know about this guy.
Activist.
Yes, an LGBTQ activist based out of Houston, an award-winning photojournalist here, guys. So
what award did he get?
Yeah, did he award it to himself?
Oh,
right. It's pretty amazing. Kongman, who's been on the show, says I doxed law enforcement officers and incited violent riots in LA, but that was never my intention. Apology not accepted. Enjoy prison. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, if he would have stuck with the state agencies, like the state police, it would have been a state level. But down that you add federal agencies, then you get the federal adoption. So it's like that, you're gone. And you don't think they're gonna run with this? Oh, come on.
Well, he posted, mentioned he kind of doxed himself. He posted his personal X account, and he posted this as well. Blabs, please, in your best soy voice.
Okay. I want to be absolutely clear. I have done nothing wrong.
Can you turn the soy up a little bit? Less whiny, more soy, please.
I don't know how to be soy. I'm a dude, I guess. Yet I'm now facing serious and escalating threats. Private information about me and my family is being spread online. My loved ones are being targeted. Threats have been made. Their workplaces have been contacted, and people have even shown up at my home. What is happening is wrong. It is dangerous, and it needs to be stopped. I am pleading with everyone. Please stop. My family does not deserve this. No one's family does. Please just stop. That's funny.
This may be the biggest F around and find out of the year.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, it's truly amazing to see. And the most amazing thing about all this is that this was talked about. This post over here talking about President's border czar, Tom Homan, revealed that the raids that sparked the LA riots were not for immigration purposes. Like, they weren't even built around it. Says Homan explained that the raids that took place in downtown LA on Friday were part of a criminal investigation into money laundering scheme and cartel activity. It wasn't an immigration raid. It was so this whole thing was something that people had no idea about, which happens so often.
Yeah, but this makes sense because maybe the people rioting were part of that money laundering. They like fucked up their entire system.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially. Adam Carolla, a nice voice of reason, says, in Los Angeles, if you smoke on the beach, that's actually a pretty good Adam Carolla. I'm not going to lie.
It is.
In Los Angeles, if you smoke on the beach, you'll be arrested, but you're allowed to light a Waymo on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't the difference between him and Jimmy Kimmel just insane? Like, I forgot that they were both on the Man Show.
Oh my
Jimmy
God.
Kimmel acts like such a girl. Adam Carolla obviously still holds up the title of being a man, but not Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes.
Just crazy that they are on the same show.
This is the amount. There's so much hypocrisy in just this statement in general. It's amazing. And a lot of this has been built around, the idea of like illegal activity, ICE, what is illegal, undocumented versus illegal and all this stuff. But I saw this, and this was probably the most fascinating thing about this. When you deal with immigrants and legal immigrants coming into a country, this is from CNN. Okay. And CNN, look, we all know the direction that CNN leans. This is from Clay Travis. Immigrant citizens have moved 40 points towards Trump in the past 4 years. And this is built around the immigration policy. Check this out.
Let's just sort of start off on the fact that immigrant citizens, immigrant voters, foreign-born voters have gone tremendously to the right on this issue in 2024 and 2025 versus where they were in 2020. Closest to or trust more in immigration. You go back to 2020. Democrats, get this, held a 32-point lead on this issue. Immigrant voters were in the Democratic camp. Jump forward to 2024, 2025. Look at that shift, a 40-point shift to the right among immigrant voters. Republicans now lead on this issue by 8 points over Democrats, more so than any other group that I could find. The group of voters who became more hawkish on immigration were in fact immigrants themselves, immigrants who are registered to vote in this country.
Well, duh. That's because they came here the right way, and
Yeah, I
it's
was
a
gonna say.
process. And they're pissed off that people are coming over the border and hopping and getting all this free shit all the fucking time.
They left for a reason. I actually known a few people that have immigrated from Mexico and did it legally, and people would get it. And this was years ago, like Trump's first run, and people were upset with them, like in their personal life, because they disagreed with illegal immigration. They're like, "But you are immigrants." Like, yeah, I did it legally though. I'm an American citizen now. Like, you should do the same. Like, they, like, especially in Mexico, they're trying to escape all that cartel crap, so they don't want it over here. I totally understand it.
Yeah, there's a right way to do things, right? You think about it. I mean, I can't go to another country and just stay ground. You know, they'll be like, you got to go. It's just the rules, and I get it. But there's a process, and the process needs to happen. You cannot skip over the process, because what happened was they let too many people in, and next you know the scale tipped over. Right? There needs to be a balance. There needs to be a process that people need to do, and like she's saying, people spend thousands, if not years, to go through a process to get citizenship. Everybody should go through that. There's no way that somebody should just walk into I cannot walk. I can't go to even Ireland, even if I have the. I can't even go there and say I want to live here and I want to buy a house. What?
Well, no, I mean, yes, the immigration to other countries is considerably more strict than it is here in the United States. But there's two aspects to this which I find interesting, right? If you were to go to, I don't know, just Canada right now, go across the border to Canada, and you were to go in downtown Toronto, right? Light a car on fire and then stand in front of it waving an American flag. How quickly would you be tossed in jail? Pretty damn quick, right?
If not beat up or killed.
Right.
Yeah.
Replace that with any other country, right? You go to Zimbabwe, Chile, Mexico, China. Do it in any other country, it ain't going to last long. Then there's also the immense irony of the idea that you're waving the flag of another country that you don't want to be in, that you're so proud of.
I know. It's funny.
Nothing about that makes sense to me. And everything about this argument.
Someone's getting paid. They're paid actors.
Yeah.
You think so?
I mean, come on. Like we had our conversation before on a Tuesday, and these are going out days. These people are not working.
Yeah.
Like that, the average, like even if you're a creator or what, you're still working during the days or doing something or tending to something. You have enough time in your day, and I'm talking about these are grown ass people. These are not like I get to say that we've seen some younger, but like these are grown people out there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like a bunch of kids, rallying. These are grown adults. So it makes you wonder.
Right. Edwin points out, to be fair, Trump's gold card is a way to skip the process for $5 million. Yeah, that's true. Listen, we've never said money can't buy you things.
Yeah.
Right?
In the United States, if you have a fuck ton of money, they'll be like, please come here. Take this visa, take this green card.
If you got your $5 million and you're throwing it down for a gold card, chances are you're going to be dropping way more than that in the economy. And ultimately, it's if it was $5 for the gold card, okay, like there's issues, but yeah, this whole thing is amazing, and to see people like they're asking you to ignore things that you're seeing with your own eyes, and this has been a common reoccurrence. And social media has allowed us the opportunity to see these things with on the ground from people's cell phones instantaneously. And this is you wonder how, if you were to go back in time to major historical events. Whether, let's just say, it was Abraham Lincoln's assassination, Vietnam, JFK, if the technology was there that there was today, how the official narrative would shift or would have shifted, the official story around these individual things that have happened, because there's always the narrative is always written by the winner in a situation like this. And right now you're seeing the traditional access, old media, trying to spin things a certain way, but people who are seeing things on social media are saying, no, that's not the case at all. So anyways, this whole thing is amazing to watch, and it'll obviously, it'll, for lack of a better word, burn itself out, as you said, wicked. And in a few days, people will forget about this. I don't think this is going to be one of those, Rodney King, LA riot type things. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it will. Maybe it'll escalate. Do you guys see this escalating over the next couple days, or is this dying off?
I think we're gonna see a little show. They got to show a little. They're gonna do National Guard, right? That's like the next thing. They're talking about deploying active military. I mean, it all depends really on what the state does. If the state doesn't get it under control and they let these people, then the feds are gonna walk in and handle it. But then it becomes a political match. You see the whole thing with the California governor and Trump. They don't get along, and that's well known. And it's, both of these guys like the camera. Let's be honest. So it's going to be a feud either way. But how about those people that are just trying to live day to day? That may have to rely on that target to get milk or things for their family. Now they can't because of this. That's wild.
Do you? I see some of the people in the chat saying it's starting to spread to other cities, and I think that's why you need to stomp it out in LA now, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say this: you don't see this in Texas. you don't see this happening in Texas
Or Florida. I can
right,
vouch.
right.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
seeing that over in the red states.
Right. It's pretty amazing. You see this in California, you see this in New York, you see this in Seattle. Never seeing this in Omaha, Nebraska. Just throwing it out there. Some people say, yes, you do. Well, it's not to this, not to this level. Yeah, maybe in Austin, perhaps, but not here. Austin is, San Francisco, Texas. So YouTube said you should watch this video right here. And as we all know, you should do what YouTube tells you to do.